When Lila was born, she was happy, healthy, normal little girl.
Jack came along in 2009. Beautiful little baby. I mean, full of energy, really, healthy, playful, excited, had a lot of prospects ahead of us.
Ben has always been very inquisitive, a thirst for learning. He's always been someone who's just asked a lot of questions, always wanted to understand why things work the way that they do. It's just been a delightful kid to be around.
Life was perfect. At least we thought it was perfect.
June 5th, 2015, and we went in for the MRI, and the nurse pulled us aside, and noon, remember looking at the clock, pulled us aside and said, hey, there's something there.
We waited in the little room in the ER, and the physician's assistant came in and said, we found a mass.
We come to find out at 4 months that he had a optic pathway glioma, brain tumor.
That's when life changed.
From the first day that you sit down with a family and inform them of this terrible diagnosis, you begin a relationship that becomes very close and very important to that family, even though you start as total strangers.
After Lila's MRI, we met with Dr. Roger Packer and Dr. Brian Rood. And you sit with them, they try to educate you on what it is we're facing, and they lay out a path and options.
You can't help but feel helpless. You're reading literature that you don't understand. You're relying on phenomenal doctors and great researchers and people that know what they're doing to guide you along the way.
You have to put your trust and your faith in folks that have dedicated their lives to save kids, and it's tough.
I was drawn to oncology because of the incredible challenge that it presents. Cancer is a very difficult disease to treat and to cure. Mainly that's because the tumor cells change their character in response to our therapies, and we're constantly chasing after the next iteration of the tumor in a given individual.
One of the challenges that we have been overcoming recently has been showing that you cannot treat a child the same as when you treat an adult with the cancer, specifically with the brain tumor. A child is developing, an adult has stopped development. If you're targeting a tumor that is in the brain of a child, it's very different than targeting a tumor that is in an adult's brain.
It's a memory that's burned into your mind forever, that very first treatment day. When, they have the IV in, and, finally from the pharmacy that they release the chemo that you've been waiting probably 2 hours for. And the minute that starts, that's something you'll never forget.
It was tough to watch. It was very difficult. It was, the strength of these drugs, and that these are adult drugs that they're giving children, and the doses are not what children should have. It was tough.
The brain tumor world is geared, no doubt, towards adults. And, there's a lot of similarities between the types of tumors and, treatments. And, the world of pediatric brain tumors have not caught up to the level that the adult world has. And, Jack had 7 treatments in all. I think 3 of the 7 were for children, 4 of them were experimental.
One of my frustrations with doing childhood brain cancer research has been that in 2016, we still cannot treat many of children who are diagnosed with brain tumors.
From a research standpoint, there are more good ideas than there are dollars to investigate them.
When you look at the amount of money that goes to cancer research, the millions of dollars that go to different types of cancer research, and then you look at the percentage that goes to specifically pediatric cancer research, it being, a 4%, it's really hard to see that.
It honestly baffles my mind. There are children. We can find a cure if we have time and dollars to do it.
The day or two after we got home from the hospital, after Lila was diagnosed, I remember saying to Mike, now I know what my purpose is. I have to do something. We have to do something to fight this disease. We have to raise money. From the get-go, we wanted 100% of the funds to go to research, and it was natural, given Dr. Rood and our relationship with him and our confidence in him, to think about funding the research he does right at Children's, right in his lab there at the Brain Tumor Institute.
Over the years, the LilaBean Foundation has funded stipends to bring talented young investigators from overseas and support their time here. They have purchased equipment for the laboratory, and they have helped to fund innovative research proposals to investigate molecular biology in pediatric brain tumors.
Through the foundation, we met Dr. Nazarian, who has different studies than Dr. Rood, but also specific to pediatric brain cancer. And he's very passionate about what he does.
One of the joys that I have from my work is that observing and seeing the change that has happened in the past 5 years, specifically for pediatric brain tumor.
Organizations like the LilaBean Foundation continue to create awareness around the lack of funding and awareness for just what's happening out there. Until this happened to our family, we didn't know. We didn't realize how skewed that funding was, and we didn't realize just the lack of funds that went to pediatric research and treatment. It's our job. These are our kids, The more that we talk, the more that we share, the more that, we support organizations like the LilaBean Foundation, the more that things change.
They have stepped forward, and they have gathered the community to listen to them, to some of these deadly diseases that we've been trying to tackle for past 40 years and we have failed. So it has been nice. It has been great to see that we are making changes. We are understanding some of the biology, and we are about to deliver effective therapies to treat children with brain cancer.
So I got to ring the bell because I finished my medicine. I used to have to take pills in the day and in the night. So that's what my medicine is all about.
The energy with which the foundation operates and the community that the foundation has inspired has been truly wonderful.
What really blew me away more than most things throughout this journey is how incredibly generous people have been with the foundation, with their money, with their time. That's what's really blown me away. Sure, we've made an impact, and we continue to make an impact and raise money, but more than that, it's been how people have just jumped in the boat, and they're rowing side by side, and they're pushing this thing along with us. And that's blown me away.
There's no reason today, when I can get on my phone and talk to someone in Singapore in 2 seconds, and I can fly at 40,000 feet at 600 miles an hour, there's no reason why we should have pediatric brain tumors. We should have a cure for it. We should be more further along in the journey to find treatments. Again, we've got the horsepower intellectually to cure and treat pediatric brain tumors. We've got the will. We just need the network of support financially and in other ways to do it.
I oftentimes find myself wondering, on big occasions, Christmas, birthdays, whatever, what will our life look like in a year? Because it's uncertain. It's a journey that we're on, this cancer journey with Lila. And so I'll often find myself, wonder what will be going on this time next year. And I think with the work we're doing and research, it provides hope. We hope that the LilaBean Foundation provides that hope for other families.
Our life changed overnight, and I'm so fortunate to have the support of this organization to help us through this difficult time and help kids like Ben and Lila.
The more work we do with the foundation, the more there really can be a cure. And we want to kill pediatric brain cancer. That's what we want to do. And I think that's what everybody in our community and everyone who supports the foundation wants to do. There's an end goal. Raise money. That's not the end goal. The end goal is find a cure for pediatric brain cancer.
To the doctors and specialists curing cancer, don't give up and keep up the hard work, and thanks.